Well, here we go. It's running ga16de on an old school Megasquirt 1. Not many options here. It's a stock motor. And I've been tuning it for about half an hour. First start was last night. I got it to fully warm up stage. I've been playing with the acceleration wizard. I don't have idle control hooked up yet because I need to find a resistor, one of those big ceramic resistors. So I got it fully warmed up once, so that means I have not done any warm-up wizard yet. With the stock bias resistors inside the Megasquirt, the coolant temp on the stock coolant sensor is pretty accurate, within 5 degrees. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now. So it's working decent. I'm gonna get back to this after the new year, after I get back from a trip. But I got it to idle smooth, even without idle control. I just opened up the screw a little bit, and I have my settings, stock injectors, which are 240 cc's. So right now I got it running good on simultaneous 2. Then my outputs are obviously Spark A for the stock power igniter and the distributor. Fan control out of X2. Tachometer out of X4. See, it's working. Basic mods to the Megasquirt for that stuff. And then for the VVT, I'm using X5, and I have the setting here at on-off of 500 RPM. So anything above 500 RPM, 5 stands for 500 because it's a raw data. 5 raw data of RPM would be 500. So when it's running above 500 RPM, the VVT valve is going to activate, because that's the way the factory does it, and it's going to turn off at 1200. So it's for the exhaust cam. So between 5 and 12 it's activated, so the exhaust cam is doing what it's doing. And I got the inverted on normal, otherwise it would be off between here and on after 12. That's backwards. So there's my fan control, because it's pretty accurate. I'm surprised. I have checked the spark angle with the timing light on cylinder 1, and I came up with this 66 plus 45. The spark output inverted is no for the stock power igniter, and I am using LED 17. I'm not using a VB921 or Q16, nothing like that. I got a pull-up resistor, 470 ohm to 5 volts on the output. Pull-up resistor right there for the spark output. So that top LED is LED 17, I think. That's my spark output to the factory power igniter. The seat's running a little lean. As always, it's gonna take work. I did do a data log because I was trying to data log my acceleration enrichments just for fun, but I just got started. What else we got going on here? This, I have it on MS&S, everything else off. My V table so far looks like that. I did a generator. I used a generator here, and I put all the factory engine specs, horsepower and torque ratings. My AFR targets are pretty standard. So what I have left is, before the fine tuning and going for a drive, is hooking up the idle control valve, finding out which wire is open and which one's closed, and how does it want, because I don't know if the valve is spring loaded on the closed side or open side. What else? So I wired in the IAT here through the mass airflow connector. Put a diode on the VVT valve facing this way. This is the positive. That's the ground. I checked it by a voltage drop to verify that it's coming out and off when it's supposed to. Here's my AEM. The stock one just hanging there. Just an FYI, this is the power igniter, and I believe this one is the cam sensor, the black and white. That's the only sensor I'm reading. It's got 4 vanes on it. The ground, there's probably 12 volts. The blue one is the crank. I'm not reading the crank, I'm only reading the cam sensor. Stock trigger wheel. Stock pin top injectors. And eventually I will be data logging fuel pressure at some point. I got a spare input modded into the Megasquirt for that. So alright. Another update soon enough.